Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Captain Frost, and in this episode of Build Watch we are gonna be looking at a league starter with a huge DPS. It's gonna be Elementalist Explosive Arrow guide build, however you wanna know it. It has pretty high effective hit pool, it has very low cost, it doesn't use any costly items, no mage bloods, no headhunters, no other stuff. It was a character from the day 3 of the league, so as you can see it here in PoE Ninja, it's day 3 time machine stuff. It's Crucible league, so it's this character right here. It has 2 tamings, Died in Dawn, yes, a 6 link, quite pricey bow, but nothing really special, nothing otherwise, so no like pricey jewelry and stuff like that. And as you can see here, PoE Ninja can be deceptive with its DPS showings. As Pob says to us, it has 34 million DPS with, of course, it's all explosions combined on the enemy with ignite going on. So it's not gonna be always like that, and on clear it's definitely not gonna be like that, but it has just this huge DPS, and you're gonna be fine with your damage, you're gonna be fine with your defenses as well, so there's no room for you to be wary about. There's nothing that you should be wary about. So yeah, and for now I'm gonna need to do one more thing. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. If from this video there's gonna be at least like 30-40 people who subscribed, I'm definitely gonna do 2 more guides on different other characters, some league starters, some not. I'm just gonna be producing more content if people are subscribing from the videos, and that's gonna be my motive in here. So let's go and look at the character. Let's go and quickly run down the talent tree of the character, then look for the jewels, there aren't much of them, then skills, items, and stuff like that. So as you can see here, we are trying to travel as fast as possible to the key parts of our talent tree, because we need to go here, and it's gonna be quite heavy on our talent points. That's why we're just going on there, taking some attributes and rushing towards our very precious parts of the talent tree. So in here we're taking Elemental Overload. We are not interested in crit strikes, we are interested in big elemental damage though. We are taking all the nodes that are damage, fire damage over time multiplier, all the ignite stuff, all the fire damage, mana reservation, ancestral bond, because we are using of course ballistas. That's why we are taking ancestral bond. You probably wouldn't really play explosive arrow in the current year, just using it manually. So mana reservation, different keystone masteries, then some life of course on our path to victory, I guess. Then we're taking Mage Bane, which gives us a bunch of spell suppression. We're taking spell suppression, life. Here we are taking Unnatural Instinct, which is not mandatory at all, it just gives us a bunch of damage because of this wheel in here. So as you can see here, like Unnatural Instinct, it's by itself, it gives us unallocated passives, give us bonuses, and small unallocated passives, and allocated small passives don't give us. So we are losing 30 dexterity and 10 intelligence, and we are gaining just a bunch of damage with bows, so evasion rating, damage over time with bow skills, attack speed, and chance to gain phasing on kill as well. Then we are taking Elemental Equilibrium, because we are gonna be dealing some portion, so hits that deal elemental damage remove exposure to those elements and inflict exposure to other elements. Exposure inflicted this way applies minus 25% resistances. And as you know, I'm pretty sure, I hope you know, that our ascendancy is specialized quite heavily on exposures, especially on the ones that give very hard minus to resistances, and we are gonna be dealing cold damage with our helmet there, so it's gonna be proccing pretty easily. So we are taking more suppression, we are getting some accuracy, some just straight up accuracy for us to have hit chance covered. Then again, some totem talents, some masteries for totems, yeah, and more totem stuff. So that's gonna be it, mostly it. As you can see, even though the tree looks kinda like wide and weird, it works pretty well. The only unique jewel that we're using is a natural instinct, and it's just a bit of damage in here. So yeah, now let's go for our skills. Probably first, yeah, it's definitely gonna be quite wise to do. So explosive arrow, main 6 link. It's linked in our bow. That I will show a bit later. So we're taking our explosive arrow, we're taking our ballista totem, which is, yeah, we're specializing on that stuff. Awaken deadly ailments, cruelty, burning damage, and ally damage with attacks. So it's all for your ally damage, burning damage, and ignite damage increases. It's quite simple in this term. So we are using Enduring Cry to generate some endurance charges. We are using Blink Arrow with Second Wind and Flame Dash, so that's our travel skills. Then when it comes to our reservation, note here, we are using sorry, we are using Val Arctic armor, but we aren't using Arctic armor itself. So the Val version of it gives us you take 90% less damage from hits and count as frozen. So you're pushing your button and you're getting an additional like defensive, very powerful defensive skill that will, yeah, you will be frozen. So you've placed all your ballistas, then you're using your Arctic armor. You are invulnerable mostly for some hits, some amount of hits, and that's it. Yeah, so you're good, and you don't need a regular Arctic armor to be just like used in here. And yeah, we do have some free mana which will allow us to cast everything. We are using totems, which means that we are not gonna really use too much mana for our main active skill, because we are placing we've placed some totems and then we're chilling. Our mana may regenerate. We do have flask in place for that. So yeah, it's a only Val version of Arctic armor. Then clarity, that gives us some mana regeneration, and precision, that gives us again accuracy. In here we're not really interested in the accuracy rating too much. Then we do have our frenzy. With our frenzy we are using combustion, culling strike, mirage archer. So yeah, frenzy is for you to stack your frenzy charges. It's just gonna be attacking automatically with mirage archer. Yeah, and it's gonna call your enemies as well. And as you can see in here, so it is socketed in gloves, and with gloves we don't really have anything special in here, so it's just your regular stuff. So then we are using of course our curses, and it's gonna be flammability. It's gonna be activated through the Arcanist brand. So you're using your Arcanist brand on the enemy, then your curse goes off. You do have your flame surge as well, that will as you can see here, hits on ignited enemies create burning ground. Burning ground deals percent of fire damage per second of ignite affecting enemies. So it's your additional damage multiplier that will go off from the Arcanist brand to the enemy. And determination just gives us straight up armor, and that's one of our main defensive auras here as well. Then we have our Immortal Call with cast when damage taken. It is in our 6 link in here, but it doesn't have to be linked. So your other 6 socketed item, it should be just 4 or 3 link, with 1 link and with 1 socket and 2 sockets linked together. Yeah, so it's just your regular damage decreases. And if you want to have even more damage, you can use Malevolence, and instead you can turn off your... So yeah, with this character, Malevolence is inside one of the I guess it's in the boots, but you can't really use it with all your other auras. You can though turn off your determination, use your malevolence, gain this additional damage boost if you know that your enemy doesn't have any physical damage with it, and you're just gonna be fine. Yes, you will lose your armor that you don't really need currently, but you will have this just massive boost of DPS from 34 million to 45 million. It's gonna be on this budget, and it's just gonna be fine and easy. Yeah, now let's go for the items. With items, we do have here our thicket bow that it's all on +1 or +2, so it's +2 level of socketed gems. It has some attack speed, and otherwise it just has some fire damage over time multiplier and truly nothing more. Then with our quiver, we do have it's on a projectile speed base, but it do have a bunch of accuracy, a bunch of attack speed, just damage with bow skills, some res and some maximum life, and these are the main things that we want on this item. Then we do have our helmet, so it's this like kind of unique, is it ritual base? I don't remember correctly. So yeah, it's Blizzard Crown base, which has like this adds cold damage, your hit street cold resistance is 10% higher, that we don't really care. It's just a big chunk of cold damage that we do need for our build to work with all the elemental equilibrium stuff. So yeah, it's just this base for this purpose. And then we do have our chance to suppress spell damage here, some dexterity, so some stats, accuracy, life, and resistances for mana, anything. Yeah, mana is not so powerful here. You can just get anything that you need. Then with our body armor, we do have just some increase of our non-curse auras. We do have a bunch of life, we do have a bunch of resistances, and that's mostly it. Nothing special. With gloves, we do use here ignites you inflict spread to other enemies with a radius, so that's gonna be just massive for your clear. It's very, very important to have it. It's our Eldritch implicit. Then we do have again chance to suppress spell damage, accuracy, life, attack speed, maybe some resistances if you can pull it off in here. With boots, just regular movement speed as high as possible, life, resistances, nothing else. With amulet, we are allocating dirty techniques. We do have a bunch of damage over time multipliers in here, some res and some life. As you can see here, res and life are quite low because this amulet probably was already quite pricey for all those damage over time multipliers. We are using 2 tamings here. They are quite pricey on the start of the league, but then it's like 10 to 20 chaos, maybe even less, maybe a bit more. So it's just like it's regularly priced. Pretty good item that is not 1 chaos, but it's not too much as well. It just gives you a bunch of elemental damage, a bunch of elemental resistances as well, and yeah, that's mostly it. Both of them are pretty good. And we are using our unique belt, Diadem Dawn, which gives us some res, some strength, maximum life, but ignites you inflict with attacks deal damage 37% faster in this case. So it's just a straight up damage multiplier for your ignites. You deal no physical damage, and that's not a problem for us at all. Then with our flasks, we do have Divine Life Flask with immunity to bleeding, corrupting blood. We do have Mana Flask that does not queue, and effect is not removed when unreserved mana is filled. So you don't really need too much mana regeneration from your flask. That's why you can afford this mod that reduces your amount recovered by 66%. The main thing is that this curse is just this flask is just going to be up on you constantly. You need to reuse it not as frequently, and you will have your mana regen just fine. You will be able to use any other skills without it. It's just no problems. Then we are using our Granite Flask that gives us armor, Sulfur Flask that gives us just a bit of damage and other useful stuff, and Quicksilver Flask that gives us increased movement speed for the zooming overall. And let's see at our cluster jewels. So it's our, you have onslaught if you have summoned a totem recently, so it's very good thing on your medium cluster jewel that is totem specialized. Then otherwise we do have just damaging ailments, increase damage, like it's damage dealt is faster by damaging ailments, fire damage over time multipliers, attack speed. So yeah, it's all regular stuff on regular jewels, and this one can be very, very good. You can get onslaught from other place, and if you see here, it's not even checked. So if you are checking it, or is it? Maybe it is. So yeah, but doesn't really matter. You have a bunch of damage, you have a bunch of survivability, you do have a bunch of spare mana that you can spend, you do have passive regeneration, you have high regeneration with your flask. Character is comfy, character is powerful, it is a very easy boss killer as well. Yeah, I guess don't forget to subscribe, because if you are subscribing, then there's gonna be more guides on the channel. It's gonna incentivize me very, very hard. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good day. All the links to pubs are gonna be in pinned comment below the video. Have a good day and goodbye.